principal of Rexmill Middle STEM School. Thank you all so much for coming to today's virtual open house. We're going to open up with a live session where I go over everything there is to know about day one. I am Dr. Karen Turner, the proud principal of Rexmill Middle STEM School. I've been the proud principal of Rexmill for the past 7 years. This is going into my 7th year. I thank everyone for coming. I see we have a lot of people here. They're putting a lot of things in the comments. So we're going to get to your questions as soon as possible. If you could possibly just hold off just a moment with asking questions and kind of listen to the presentation. And if you still have questions, we'll be here for you. So I am supported by a great team. I have 3 outstanding assistant principals who are joining me today. We have Mr. Lumba and we have Mr. Anthony Barnes. We have Mrs. LaPetria Lewis. These are my 3 assistant principals. I'm also supported by my parent liaison, Mrs. Diston, and my STEM coordinator, Shanice Sasser. So we're going to take you through everything you need to know about Rexmill and getting prepared for day one. I encourage everybody to get comfortable with using our website, as we put a lot of information on our website. So I will be going over all of that information. So let's get started with what happens on day one. Day one, our students are coming to the school. School begins no later than 8:45. The building itself opens up at 7:45 a.m. on the car rider lane. So if your child is a car rider or a walker or rider, that's where they come in. And the car rider lane is located over there near the track, and you will see the traffic going through that way. So you'll enter on the side where the track and field is, drop off your student right there at the door, and then you exit out the back. You have to be very careful because you are crossing over the lane where the buses come in. The morning times are extremely busy, and especially on the first couple of days, I ask everybody just to pack your patience. Remember, it's all about safety first. We will get through and get to everyone, but we just have to take our time, so be patient. On the other side of the building, we have a large overhang, and this is where our bus riders enter. We have approximately 23 different buses that come through. They start as early as 7:45 and roll here all the way until 8:45. And everyone, when they come in prior to 8:15, will enter and come in and be in the cafeteria. So I know everyone is concerned about safety, as we all should be. So when students enter the school, and they only can enter on the sides, do not come to the front of the building. There will be no one there to monitor for students coming in, and you have to be buzzed in. That's why we have our students always come on that side entrance. So either they're car riders or they're bus riders, so they'll come on the sides. When students enter, they will be greeted by a faculty member who will make sure that all students are masked up and they are taking their temperature. As soon as they take their temperature, they hit the hand sanitizer station, and then they report to the cafeteria where we have everyone safely spaced apart. We will also be using our gym in the morning time just to make sure that we have everyone safely spaced apart. When in the cafeteria, they'll grab and go their breakfast, and then they will report to their homeroom. Now, to know your schedule and where your child reports, all of that is available in Infinite Campus. And I saw a couple of things in the chat where you aren't able to get into Infinite Campus. Don't panic. All it takes is calling either the front office, or you can contact our parent liaison, Mrs. Diston, or our registrar, and they'll gladly help you. And we'll be putting their information and their contact information in our chat. You can also get this information off of our website, where you can know who to contact to get assistance. But please don't panic. We will get to everyone and make sure everyone knows how they get there. We are fully aware that we have a bulk of students coming to Rexmill that have never been here before. We promise you we will be taking care of each and every one of our students to make sure that they get to the right place. So I will have people on duty on both sides of the school. I will have people helping to direct and tell you exactly where to go for day one. And we will just get better with time with that morning arrival. Remember, Rexmill is one of the largest middle schools where our population is well over 1,200 students coming to the school. And we have a large population that comes through the car rider lane. So it's quite busy in the morning. So again, I need everybody to drive at safe speeds. Make sure you drop off your students in the indicated locations so that they remain safe. Now, once you're at the school and you've gotten your grab and go breakfast and you report to homeroom, there's some things that you'll see throughout the school that have changed a little bit. Our students no longer have the water fountains. What we have are water bottle fillers. So if your student would like to bring a water bottle that's labeled clearly with their name, they may fill it with the water that we have at our water bottle stations. They're located in the cafeteria as well on every hallway. Students have access to it. In high traffic areas, we have those water bottle areas. We will also have, once they get to homeroom, they'll get their schedule for the rest of the day. So they'll know exactly how to transition. And I tell you, we make sure our students know where to go. We will have teachers leading them to each and every class. I'm going to have my team talk about a little bit more of the day with some specifics with the other aspects of the school. I know people have questions about Chromebooks, sports, and a lot of other things. So I'm going to make sure the team. Now, once we get through the day, we have dismissal. Dismissal starts happening right around the 3:30, 3:45 time, meaning buses are arriving and car riders start lining up in the car rider lane. Again, we're going to require patience. We will have our bus riders exiting and leaving the bus rider lane. We will be calling the buses at certain times, so students will pay attention to a screen. We will make sure throughout the day that the students know exactly what bus it is that they ride so they know how to get home. Now, when students are bus riders, it's very important that they know that they're going to have assigned seats and they must ride in that particular seat. No indications of anything else. That's where they have to be. They will have assigned seats in all their classrooms as well. Now, at the bus stops, we need them arriving at least 5 to 10 minutes early to be ready for their buses. If you have any issues with transportation, don't forget to look at our website. It's got all the information so you know exactly where to go. And we're going to pull up that website and share it so I can click on a couple of things that I want you to be aware of so you see exactly where to go to find this information. Okay, it's coming up. So you can see it, just a couple of things as we get here. We're going to go through. We have a uniform policy, as you can see here, and you can read through this information. We also have what's called Scrubbing Wednesday. So if you want your student to participate in that, and our STEM coordinator will certainly share more with you about it. Get it down at the bottom. We have a supply list here that you can look at as well. So here we have everything about immunization notices that we need to make sure that all of our students have been immunized. And here's the information, and it tells about the grade level and the age that needs to have these. We have a healthcare tech, Mrs. Partee, that will be sending notifications. As you can see, it says about 7th grade. All students entering 7th grade must have the TDAP and the MCV4, and that's effective for this school year. So make sure you've got this information. It also tells about if you've got students who are entering the 11th grade, what they need to have. And you've got information here, and definitely you've got numbers there. So if you need any information about how to get this taken care of before school starts, you've got it right here. Now, here is what Clayton County Review released a few weeks ago that I want everybody to take time to look at. It talks about the PPE and safety guidelines, the visitors coming to the building, and nutrition services. So I know I spoke earlier about when they come in the morning that they will do a grab and go. Our students right now will be eating in the classrooms just so that we don't have large groups together in the cafeteria. So they will have grab and go meals for breakfast and for lunch. Here's where I was talking about where you can click on information if you don't know about where the bus will be, the locations for the bus stops, and it also gives the time. It's all here, and they've got great technology behind this where you can even track the bus so you know exactly when it's arriving and when it's coming. You can see more and more information. I just wanted everybody to be aware of everything that we have on our website. And if you look right at the bottom, it tells you the school start time. So we need our students here in the school in homeroom no later than 8:45 a.m. And like I was just talking about dismissal starts taking place between 3:30 and 3:45. So I know many of you have reached out about what's the earliest I can bring my child to school. 7:45 a.m. Again, I keep reiterating that, and that will be on the car rider lane, where you will have a person out there, a staff member will be out there to greet them, take their temperatures. They also do the hand sanitizers. They're masked up, and they're going to the cafeteria. Now, as far as pickup, 3:45, 4 o'clock is the latest that students can be here. Make sure you've made arrangements for children to be picked up. If you have any questions about early morning care or afternoon care, please reach out to our parent liaison. There are many daycares that support our school, and they do early morning drop-off as well as afternoon care where they do pickups. All of that takes place in our car rider lane. All right. I'm going to get ready to turn it over because I know there were a lot of questions about sports and what's going on this year with sports. So I want our administrator that's over sports, Mr. Gary Lumba, to take the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is great to have all of you join us today. First off, the good news is Rex Mill Middle School in all of Clayton County will have athletics for 6th through 8th grades. We do offer cheer, dance, volleyball, and football during the fall season. We have girls and boys basketball in the winter, and then we have track and swimming in the spring. Now, many of you are wondering, well, how do I sign up for all of these things? There are forms available in a website called Dragonfly. The website and our school code is on our website under the athletics tab. So parents, make sure that you go to Dragonfly, create your account, and begin filling out the necessary forms for athletics. If you have not scheduled a current year physical for your scholar, make sure that that current year's physical is done. A physical is only good for 1 calendar year. So if you get one today, it's good for another year up until this time. And all of those forms in Dragonfly must be filled out before your scholar comes to any practices or workouts for the sport they are going out for. Lastly, if you have any questions about our athletic program, there are the links for the coaches is in the athletics section, again, on the Rex Mill website, so that you can email the coaches directly. And if you feel that you've missed something, don't worry, because many of our coaches will be doing lots of recruiting, and we'll have announcements for kids to be able to still come out. So don't worry. Don't think you haven't missed anything. So just work on Dragonfly, get all the documentation complete, and then we'll see everyone day one. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lamba. Also, I'm going to have Ms. Lewis, our assistant principal, discuss with us about the Chromebooks. I know our 6th grade students are in need of getting that one-to-one device, so she's going to take it over here and talk about the Chromebooks.
Thank you, Dr. T. Good afternoon again, Rexmill family, parents, and scholars. Our 6th grade scholars will begin receiving their Chromebooks starting day 2. On day 1 of school, parents, we will send home the technology agreement form. Please.
We're trying to get her volume to work. Give her just a quick second. She is updating us about our Chromebooks, and the 6th graders who have not yet received their Chromebooks will get it the first week of school. We're working fast and furious to make sure that by Wednesday that they are all receiving their Chromebooks, and she's kind of going over those procedures with it. Are you there, Miss Lewis?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Not really. It's not much better. Come on. I'll go ahead and once we get her back on, she'll get us back up to date. We're going to get her on another computer to help us with all that information. While we're waiting her to get back in place, I want to let you all know a little bit about instruction. our school is a STEM school, and we have a fantastic STEM coordinator. Her name is Miss Shanice Sasser, and she's getting ready to take the floor and talk to you about our STEM program.
Hello, everyone. With our STEM program, we are focused this year on healthcare science and technology. So, what we are doing is some exciting things with our sixth grade students. When they will do 4 units for the entire year. They will be exposed to 3 healthcare science and technology careers. So, at the end of sixth grade, we've exposed them to 12. At the end of sixth grade, students who successfully complete all of the units will be accepted formally to Rex Mill Medical School. For seventh grade, our students will continue on with their 4 STEAM units, and at the end of the seventh grade, they will receive a pin, signifying their completion of seventh grade. For our eighth graders, they'll continue on with their STEAM units, and once they've completed their STEAM units and design sprints, they will receive white coats at the end of the year. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, my email will be in the chat.
Thank you so much, Miss Sasser. All right, and I think we've got Miss Lewis back online where she can speak now a little bit more about the Chromebooks.
Good afternoon again, Rex Mill family. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. On day 1 of school, scholars, we will send home the technology agreement form. So parents, we need to make sure that we read the technology agreement form in its entirety with our scholars. And please make sure that it's signed. Scholars will not be able to receive their Chromebook on day 2 without a signed technology agreement form. We will send home those copies on day 1, and then we'll begin our distribution on day 2 of school. So scholars will be coming home starting day 2 with their Chromebooks. Just a reminder, Chromebooks must be charged daily at home because they will not have access to charging them at school. If we have any new enrollees, we will send home the technology agreement form for those scholars as well and ensure that they receive a Chromebook once we receive the technology agreement form signed in its entirety. The key is to make sure that on day 1, we send home the form. Day 2, the students bring it back signed so that they can receive their Chromebooks. So we will begin that process. Day 1, sending home the technology agreement form. Day 2, passing out the Chromebooks for the scholars that have returned their form signed. That's it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lewis. So we're working hard to put those devices in our scholars' hands as soon as possible. So it's really important that you get that information back to us so we can pass out those devices. So again, thank you, Ms. Lewis. We have now our parent liaison. Her name is Mrs. Ashley Harper Diston. When you see her email, it says Harper, but she is Mrs. Diston. So Mrs. Diston, take it away.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Diston, formerly Miss Harper, and I'm just going to share some things with you. I am the parent liaison for Rexman Middle STEM School, and I have a little bit of information here on myself. But what I would like for you guys to take away from it is, parents, if you have any questions or need any support in any kind of way, please reach out to me. My email is ashley.harper@clayton.k12.ga.us. And if you have your phones, parents, please go ahead and scan the QR code to join my Remind 101. And if you don't have a phone to do that, to scan it at the moment, please send a text or write this down to send a text 81010 to send at RMMS212 to 81010. So that way you can stay informed on everything that we have going out to the parents and such. So if there aren't any questions for me right away, make sure you send me an email if you have any in the future. And that's all.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Diston, for all that you do. Miss Diston works with parents throughout the year with a lot of great opportunities, and she does them all throughout the day. So if you have a hard work schedule, a lot of times you can come back and get the recordings where she gives out just such rich information. So thank you, Mrs. Diston. I'm sorry. Also, I want you to know other parts of our team with our counselors. We have two counselors, Mrs. Tammy Murphy and Ms. Kennedy Harris. So you will be meeting those counselors as well. They work extraordinarily hard to engage all of our students, to check on all of our students. So they work in the classrooms a lot of times. We also have a fantastic registrar. Her name is Ms. Monica Dudley as well. We have a virtual lead that assists with any virtual classes as well. Her name is Mrs. DeVoe. So we have a rich, full body of people to do support with instruction. Along with my STEM coordinator, I have 3 coaches. I have 2 academic coaches. That's Mrs. Victoria Cofield and Ms. Allison Randall. And then I have a literacy coach, Miss Elena Odom. So we have a lot of support in a lot of different areas to make sure that instruction is strong and our students are thriving and doing well. And with STEM, it's about engagement. It's about that mindset, about knowing that productive struggle, to work hard, to learn, and want to wonder. We want to make sure our students are always asking questions and just thriving when it comes to STEM. So I want to make sure that I've gone over everything. I've looked back at the website, a couple of things. I've gone through the different chats that we've got rolling on to make sure I'm hitting all the questions. Day one, we want our students here on time. They should be in uniform dress from head to toe. And yes, we do expect that uniform dress where they wear the black polo or white polo or a gold polo along with khaki pants or black pants. Their pants should be around their waist. So if they should have on a belt and closed shoes. We don't want any kind of flip-flops or sandals, closed shoes. So that could be a tennis shoe or any other type of shoe that is a closed shoe. And again, I said we're going to roll out with our STEM coordinator and our theme of healthcare science, where we will have Wednesdays where we can scrub in. We call them Scrub In Wednesdays, but I will be giving you more information about that down the road. I know we've got a special guest with us, and I want to make sure that we're honoring their time as well. And I'm checking all the comments so that we're helping with the information that's out there. Yellow tops, yes, are okay. If they're a polo that's yellow, I understand gold isn't always easy to find. No, they may not wear gray pants. It is black or khaki. That's the colors that we wear. So I'm just trying to get all of that straight. Are there any other questions, team, that you see that we need to address? I see a lot about Infinite Campus, and that's reaching out to your parent liaison. Make sure you email her or our registrar, Monica Dudley. If somebody could please put in the chat Monica Dudley's email. Someone asked about the Crocs. The Crocs are allowed when we do the Scrub In Wednesdays. All right. Gym clothing will be needed only if they have gym. So once the schedule occurs, they will have time to get into that gym clothing where the coaches, my PE teachers will go over what they can wear. School supplies are located on our website. Again, we don't need them to bring a lot of supplies. They need to make sure they just got paper and pencil for those first couple of days and that device. And we know our 6th graders and those who are new to Rexmill, maybe coming from another county or another school, may not have theirs. We're going to be working fast and furious in those first 3 days to make sure we get that device in their hand. But again, it requires that note to be signed by the parent. All right, I've got somebody on here saying that the transportation section is not working. Again, if you will email our parent liaison, she'll get you the link and we'll get that rectified and fixed. So we'll take a look at that right now. I'll let my webmaster know. Thank you for letting me know. Someone's asking about how you register. If you go on the website, there is a whole area about registering. You can register or enroll online as well. We also had hours at the school where we do enrollment, but we prefer if everybody could really work with that online just to kind of keep down the crowds. Yes, we are getting to the Zoom meeting for the open house. That will start in about 5 minutes. So I've got a special guest coming on. Do we need to go ahead and give that information? No, you cannot wear navy blue polo shirts. It is black, white, or gold. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, Miss Diston.
Alrighty. Thank you all for again attending. The person I'm about to bring on right now is one of our partnerships for Rexham Middle STEM School. They are called Altrize, and I will just allow them to introduce themselves and what it is that they can bring to Rex Mill. So I have here Mr. Jesse. Thank you so much for attending, and take it away.
Thanks, Mrs. Dustin and Dr. Turner. Can you see my shared screen right now? There we go. It's popped up. I'm Jesse Rose-Marinowski. I'm with Altrize, and what we're doing is we want to help empower the students with their community service. And so what Altrize is an app that helps them capture their volunteer journey in a fun, easy way. And what we'll end up doing is asking all the students to download the app. It's free to download. Then they're able to register. This is a screen that pops up. And parents, you can also download the app if you're volunteering with the school, or maybe if you have any other community service that you do. But I'm gonna quickly show how to sign up. It's really simple. When the student does sign up, make sure that they do use their school email, because what will happen in the near future is the school will send out essentially a connection to that student so that they're able to see how the student is doing with their community service and be able to build that better student profile and what's trying to be achieved. So make sure the student does use their school email again. And if they're with you, you can have them pull out their phone right now as well. Trying to see if I'm forgetting anything before moving on. But yeah, so let's sign up. So when they download the app and register, this is the first screen that pops up. They are going to want to click on sign up as a volunteer. And then they'll be asked to enter their email and create a password. And later on, they're able to connect to these other things as well. But first step is just using their school email and creating a password. I would suggest using their school password to keep it simple. Then the next thing is they create this little profile. They're able to add a profile picture. And I want to keep in mind that everything in here is secure. Their data is. We go through Amazon as our data security. So it's top line stuff trying to break through. But one of the things that they're also asked is their birth date. And if they are under the age of 13 or 12, they will have to have their parent do this for them and use their parent's birth date. And the first thing it asks you to do is create a goal. So we want people to be intentional, whether they have a goal through the school, or maybe you go to church and you have a goal through church, or maybe the Boy Scouts of America, whatever it might be. The first thing we do, because we want people to be intentional about their altruism, is create that goal. They can always skip this and come back to it as well. But it's really simple. They give it a goal name, how many hours, and then the date that they want to have that completed by. And then they hit create goal. Again, they can always add more goals and they can come back in here. But it's really simple. I'm going to show you how to quickly log an activity. So when, say the student goes out and they volunteer with an organization, they would go to the middle button here, which is a plus sign, and they would hit log an activity. They can either do an activity with an organization, an individual, maybe you're helping rake leaves for the next yard neighbor, or they can always put something without verification. For our example, I'll show what it looks like for an organization. They'd click on the organization here, and they would type it in. If they are in the app, they'll pre-populate below here. If not, they would invite a new organization, have the person that they actually are going to verify the hours with so that they're made aware that they're being invited to the app, and then they can invite them by email or text and then shoot it over. Now, the next screen that pops up is where you choose the date and then how many hours. So it's really simple. Then the next screen shows you your own personal journal. You can also share this with the school as well. It's not required, but it is optional because we want the volunteer, the student here to feel more empowered and be able to go back and say, hey, this is what I did. Oh yeah. So take photos. And did you have something, Mrs. Dustin?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, thank you so much, Jesse. This is awesome. I'm going to bring back on Dr. Turner. Thank you all parents. We will be going a little bit more into this. I will definitely invite Jesse back so he can give a little bit more in-depth tutorial on how to get your students signed up, because it is a great thing. But let's go ahead and get Dr. Turner back in so she can go ahead and direct the parents where they need to go so we can start the 6th grade session. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, and we will be working hard with that program. Okay, parents, I see a lot of coming in. They're waiting to get on those Zoom. They're going to start in just a couple minutes. They're waiting for this session to end. So all of those links will start working shortly. I was trying to answer any questions that were coming up. Everybody, yes, it's okay. We're going to get through everything together. We're going to have a great first day. I just need everybody to pack their patience, follow all of the directions that we're asking you to do. Remember that students enter on those sides. We need everybody in uniform, dress, and masked up. I appreciate all the support that's been pouring out. People just donating different things for the classroom, bringing by snacks for the teachers, and just welcoming everybody back. I just can't thank this community enough for all that they've done. I look forward to seeing everybody day one. That's August 2nd, no later than 8:45 a.m. The earliest that you can come is 7:45 a.m. We do not have any early morning care before 7:45 a.m. and we do not have after school care. Again, we do partner with a lot of the daycares in the area. So if you want to reach out to the daycares in the area and you need to know who they are, just reach out to our parent liaison. She has all that information. Thank you again, everybody, for coming out tonight and being so engaged in all the questions that you have. I wish you a great and wonderful school year, and I just know that this is going to be a great partnership together. We will also have a recording for everything that we do tonight. We're getting everybody situated with getting the Zooms live so that you can go to the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I just want to make sure everybody knows they're at different times because many of you have siblings or multiple children that go to the school. So I want to remind everybody that 6th grader is going to be the first one to go live with their open house, and that will be in just a couple of minutes. And then 7th grade does not begin till 4 p.m. and then 8th grade begins at 4:30. So just know that we're staggering it so that everybody can get to the different classes and they're not running around just trying to visit and get all the information. Again, if you miss anything, we will have it all recorded so you can go back and look at it. So we'll have a 6th grade recording, a 7th grade recording, and an 8th grade recording.
Hello, parents. We wanted to apologize for the inconvenience. We understand that Zoom is having some issues. So, what we decided to do is make a quick pivot, and we have a representative from each grade level that will be logging on momentarily. So, if you could give us about 2 to 3 minutes, we'll have a representative from sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade join us on this StreamYard so that we can be able to finish out our virtual open house. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience. Zoom is having some technical difficulties. We will have our teachers record the information and we will post it to the website tonight. Again, if you have any questions, my name is Ms. Sasser and I'm the STEM coordinator. I'll post my email in the chat. And you can also reach our parent liaison, Mrs. Ashley Diston or Harper, and we'll put her information in the chat. Thank you again. We will begin momentarily. All righty. Hello, parents. Hello again. What we stated earlier is that we just had to do a quick pivot because Zoom is not working for everyone. So I just want to continue to thank you for your patience and understanding. We truly appreciate it. What we've been able to do is make a quick pivot. So I have invited, and I will bring them up now so that way they know to turn their laptops on. I have one of our sixth grade teachers, Mrs. Ansley Ross, who will be speaking for our sixth grade team. I have our seventh grade representative, Miss Victoria Ross, who will be talking for our seventh grade team. And I have Mrs. T. Johnson, who will be talking for our eighth grade team. So they will go through the entire presentation. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm the STEM coordinator. My email is in the chat. And Mrs. Ashley Disson, our parent liaison, Her email is in the chat as well. So we do have representatives here in case you're not able to log on to Zoom. At this time, I will turn it over to our 6th grade representative so she can share her screen and talk about 6th grade.
Awesome, thank you, Ms. Sasser. Okay. One second, I'm trying to figure out how to share on here.
If you click the share in the middle of the screen and then click share screen, you'll just select your screen.
Okay, that's what I'm doing, and it's not showing me my presentation as an option. Not a problem, we will figure this out. Okay, I believe that's the ticket right there. Okay, can we see the screen? Are we able to see the presentation, Ms. Sasser?
Yes, we can start now.
Perfect. Okay. Well, hello. Like Ms. Sesser said, my name is Ansley Ross. I'm an ELA teacher on Team 6R, and I will be walking through the 6th grade presentation with you guys. All right. So firstly, we have some really important communication information. This is the best ways to get connected with the school. It's got some important contact information as well as the handles for all of our social media presences. So I would highly encourage you guys, if you are on any of these platforms, to go ahead and follow or like us so you're able to see the updates that we post on the social media websites. So if you want to take just a second to take note of those. All right. So we do have some introductions, which if you were in the YouTube Live, you've already met some of these people. But first we have our awesome principal, Dr. Karen Turner. She has an awesome presence in the school and the kids will see a lot of her. So that is our principal. We have 3 assistant principals. The first one is Mr. Anthony Barnes. He is over 8th grade students as well as the 6R Academy. So students that are on the 600 hall, this is your administrator. He is also over English language arts and special education. So if you ever have any questions about those types of things, you can email him at his email address that is listed. Next, we have Assistant Principal Gary Lumba. He is over 7th graders as well as the 700 or E Academy. And he is also over science and athletics at Rexmel. And again, his email is listed there if you need it. All right, and then we have Miss Lewis. She is our 6th grade administrator. So she is over our 6th grade students, and she is also over the 800 or E Academy, as well as math and testing. And of course, you've met Miss Sasser. She is our STEM and magnet coordinator at Rexmel. So if you're one of our magnet students, you've probably already got to get to know her. Our connections administrator is Miss DeVoe, and she is over the connections classes such as art, PE, that sort of thing. All right, next we have our awesome counselors. They are very involved and go above and beyond for our students. We have Miss Murphy, who caters to our students' last names A through L, and Miss Harris, who caters to our students whose last names are M through Z. And again, if you want to take note of their contact information, it's on the screen. All right, and then we have our parent liaison, Miss Ashley Diston. If you need to contact her, her last name is still Harper with the county, so make sure you take note of that. She is our parent liaison. She's a great resource. If you don't know who to contact, she will know the answer. She's also over our clubs and organizations, as well as our partner coordinator. All right, so Infinite Campus. If your student has been in Clayton County before, you're probably already familiar with this platform. But if not, this platform is a great way to keep up with what's going on for your student. It's where you can access their class schedules as well as their grades. Grades should be updated weekly, and each class period should be posting 2 grades per week. So make sure that you have that set up. I believe they even have a phone app, so you're able to keep up with those grades being posted. Our school supply list is pretty short and sweet for this year. We have pencils, notebooks, face masks, which will be required, a water bottle, which we highly, highly recommend as students won't have access to the water fountains. The water fountains are equipped with water bottle dispensers, so they'll be able to fill it up throughout the day, but they need to make sure they have their water bottle so they can stay hydrated. They also need to come prepared with a charged Chromebook. It needs to be charged at home because students won't have access to plugs throughout the day. So they just need to get in that habit of getting home, plugging that Chromebook in so it's ready for the next day. And also a pair of headphones. All right, some important dates to keep note of. Our first day together will be this coming Monday, August 2nd at 8:45 is when school begins, but doors will open at 7:45 for walkers and car riders. Dismissal starts at 3:45. There is a transportation link available if you have any questions regarding transportation. This link should be able to get you the answers you're looking for. All right, this is just a quick look at the different teams that your child might be on and the teachers that they'll have. So if your student is on Team 6R, they'll be with me, Miss A. Ross, Miss Peck, who teaches math, Miss Cole, who teaches science, and Miss Lamont, who teaches social studies. Team 6E, which is on the 700 hall, the ELA teacher is Miss Bagtis, the math teacher is Miss Porter, the science teacher is Mr. Jones, and the social studies teacher is Mr. Fields. And then on the 800 hall, we have Team 6X. The ELA teacher for that is Mr. Gaither. The math teacher is Miss Biles. The science teacher is Miss Thomas. And the social studies teacher is Mr. Foster. So those will be the teachers. So as you guys have probably already heard, we have a healthcare focus at Rexmill Middle STEM School this year. And so all students are going to be involved in these STEM units, and the different units will have different themes. In 6th grade, we are going to be starting with a theme of patient advocacy. So really looking into what do patients need to know to be able to advocate for themselves, and how can we give them that information. So that will be Unit 1 for 6th grade. This is a list of our connections classes. Connections classes change every 9 weeks with the exception of some that are year-round. Our connections classes are physical education, health, orchestra, band, visual art, family and consumer science, computer science, ESOL, STEM science, Spanish, language live, and math 180. And of course, we do have some updated safety protocols for this year. As mentioned before, masks are required at all times, and that's as students and teachers. Temperature checks will take place at the doors when the students arrive in the morning, and they'll also get a squirt of hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer will also be available throughout the day. We will not be utilizing lockers this year, so it is important that students have a way to carry their items around. Breakfast and lunch is going to be taking place in the classroom. And of course, our high touch surfaces are going to be frequently sanitized. All right, and that is it for 6th grade. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. So we will go on and continue on with our 7th grade. So parents, do not worry. We still have, we have a 7th grade representative right here. So we will go on and pull up our 7th grade, okay? So we have Miss Ross, who is going to join us from 7th grade and talk about her team.
Hello, parents, students, and teachers. Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you. I will be pulling up a quick little presentation, so please bear with me as I pull this up. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Sasser, am I okay? Okay, so for our team introductions for 7th grade, we have 3 illustrious 7th grade teams. The first is going to be Team 7R. And for ELA, that will be Miss Joy Hearn, Math, B. Shelton, Science, Mr. Wynn, and Social Studies, Mr. Crosby. And for Team 700E, that is for ELA, me, Victoria Ross, Math, Miss Durham, Science, Mr. Williams, and Social Studies, Miss Opara. And finally, in 7X, we have Miss Moss for ELA, Miss Madlock for Math, Science, Mr. Arnold, and Social Studies, Miss Mathis. And so, parents and students, the information that you receive from Miss A. Ross is going to be the same 6th and 7th grade. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys on Monday, August 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Ross. So we are now going to bring up one of our 8th grade teachers, Miss T. Johnson, and she will go over our 8th grade information for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, sorry if you can see both of my screens. I'm trying to show you just the team introductions. So for 8th grade, we have 3 teams as well. On 8R, we have Mrs. Ford teaching ELA, Mr. Ong with math, Miss Ashley for science, and then Mr. Crusher teaching social studies. For 8E, we have Miss Carter teaching ELA, Mr. Johnson teaching math, Miss Brown for science, and then we have Miss Brody for social studies. And for team 8X, which is the team that I own, we have Mr. Connor for ELA, Ms. Williams for math, myself, Mrs. T. Johnson for science, and Mrs. Martinez for social studies. Thank you all, and we can't wait to see you on Monday.
Thank you so much, T. Johnson. So this concludes just kind of the brief overview. These are the same presentations that everyone saw in the Zooms. Again, I will record that and we will post it on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on the website as well. So we will also post the link for the transportation as well. And we want to thank you guys for joining us. And we cannot wait to see you and your scholars on Monday. Thank you so much.